So Tim's barn, a little bit smaller. We got Grace, who raced fantastic the other day, a winner. We finally found the right combination for Grace. Now, she didn't get out to the field this week, so I'm very interested to see what happens with Grace this week in the Meadows. You know, in stark contrast to the way that she had last week. Last week she spent a lot of time in the paddock, just out in the field, very light jogging, heading into a race. Last week, I'm very interested to see if there's going to be a change in the way she races because she did not get out to the field this week. You might say, well, why didn't you? Well, we just can't ship them out to the field, leave them out there a week, and then run them in every day. It's a very difficult thing to do. It sounds easy, but it's not. So we have Grace, who raced good, and now Sintra is back in Canada with Harry. He'll be racing in Ontario next week. Will to win Hanover. Will she stay with him? I don't know. Here's a filly that we put on the sale. Now, somebody might say, well, why now? Well, you're close enough to sale season. I'm going to allow the farms to buy her up if they want. And if they don't think she's worth what I think she's worth, that's fine too. Don't buy her. Now, at the end of the day, I think if you add up what it would cost to keep her for a year at, say, I don't know, Hunterton or Crawford or Haley's or anybody down in Kentucky to be prepped to be sold in full next year in Harrisburg, what would that, well, first off, what do you think she's worth in full to, like, and I don't know the best cross for her, so I'm just going to throw two names out there. Walner, right, or Chapter 7. If you took or even Green Shoe, something like that, whatever she crosses best with, if you take that stud fee, first off, what's that mare, big and fat and shiny and in full, to one of those sires worth in Harrisburg? That's one. So you take that number, subtract the stud fee of that particular stud, the housing costs for that filly, for the mare, for the next year, away from what you think she would bring in Harrisburg a year from now, and that's roughly what we want for her, give or take. That's what we want for her on Monday, and I'm not giving her away. So, you know, if you think she's going to sell for 40, 50, well, she won't because her opening bid was 50. You know, we're going to take good money for her, or I'll just wait. We'll simply wait. We'll get her in full in March, February or March. We'll send her down to one of those big farms where she's dual eligible, Kentucky and blank, whatever the sire is. I'm sorry, but I may not be a breeder, but I know what that mare in full to a top sire's worth with that bloodline. I'm not giving her away. So that's Tim's barn. Mark Beckwith and Melissa Beckwith. Good as Him has moved to Stacy and Brett. We'll talk about them in a minute, but he still has Patrick DeParana. What a year he's had for us. Man, what a nice horse. Patrick DeParana had a foot abscess. He said he had him entered. They only had 4 horses in the entry box for the Open at Plainridge, which means he may have to go to Saratoga. If he doesn't get into Saratoga, or they don't come back with the Open again at Plainridge, he thought maybe even the Meadowlands would be a place he would go. Interested, very interesting, and very interested. So be forewarned, my partners on Patrick DeParana. If he doesn't get in at Saratoga or Plainridge, the plan may be to bring him to the Meadowlands. Just letting you know. Stacy and Brett, Kings County, Walk on the Moon, and now Good as Him are in their care. Kings County's in to go today, tomorrow, I think. And man, just looks like a killer there in Ohio. Man, they've done such a great job with that horse. Walk on the Moon, they've done a job with him. A good job, as good as you can do. And also Good as Him. We'll see what they can do with Good as Him down there. And then Deb has Adrenaline Rush, at least for a day. Somebody said, why would you put that horse in sale? He can make so much money in that class. Hold the phone. Just pump your brakes. Because just because you think he can win that class every week, you drop 1 or 2 horses in that class that can beat him, which there's always the opportunity to do that, then there's nothing for him but a 7-claimer. And that's the reality of the situation. So if he brings around claiming price or whatnot tomorrow, we'll probably let him go. We'll see. I'm not going to give him away because I don't think he was great the other day, and I think he can be a lot better. So if we have to, we'll let him go. And if we retain him, we retain him. That's that. And then we have Ross Leonard. Massive Profit is on the sale board tomorrow on the preferred sale also. I suspect he'll sell. I don't imagine he won't. We'll see what he brings tomorrow. Decent horse. Per Lucky, we have Per Lucky out in the field for a few weeks. I might send him to Dover. I think Indiana's done, November, December, somewhere around there. By the time we get him back and start jogging him, I'll probably ship him back from the field to Northfield, jog him up, and then likely send him, maybe qualify him and send him down to Jim King in Dover. That would be my soft plan as of right now for him. I wish I had more of an update on 3 Point Blue Chip. He was a little sore after his race. He blocks sound but walks a little sore on that foot with the screw in it. Now, the problem is under x-ray and fluoroscope, there's nothing found there. So sometimes you need some time. If there's a small line that is formed, you need some time for that to open up. But from what I'm being told from the vet and the surgeon and Andy and Tom right now is there's nothing on x-ray to allude to the fact of what's going on with him. So we're just trying to get to the bottom of him. I think we knew there was going to be some hiccups along the way with this guy. Anytime you fracture a coffin bone, it's a tricky situation. I've never had a horse with a screw in a coffin bone before, so this is all foreign to me also, as it is to you. And I can only bring you the information I have. So as right now, nothing is found under x-ray or fluoroscope. He is a little sore on that foot still. They are working on him, and they are trying to figure out exactly the cause of this this discomfort, and then we'll have a plan drawn up from there. That is the best I can do at the moment. And then Megan has braced for Landing, who's racing this Saturday in the kindergarten 4th leg. She does not have Crantini. Crantini is here, castrated, and he'll go to the field in a week. We just want to make sure that castration site is cleaned up and healing up nicely. She does have Globetrotting, a big winner the other day in 55 at Yonkers Raceway. She has Landing Strip. Now we're probably going to stop, but not probably. We are stopping with Landing Strip. I'm going to bring him back this way, and we'll castrate him and turn him out also. I should have actually had him on that truck. Crap. Tactical Mounds is racing next week also in the 4th leg of the kindergarten. Hopefully a consolation after that. And then Taiwan on races today. She is in the sale. A little trickier with her and Pete and Purple Aura, trying to put a proper price and a proper number on Taiwan on. I know a lot of people that own her think she's worth a ton of money. She's worth about what Sweet on Pete and Purple Aura are. And they say, well, she's worth more as a broodmare. Hold on just a second. Taiwan On's lines, our pedigree is nowhere near as strong as Sweet on Pete. And I'm not familiar with Purple Aura's closely. I know Purple Sona. That's a strong family also. So, of those 3 fillies, Taiwan On is the 3rd best pedigree in that line. Anybody that doesn't agree with that, that's fine, but that's the reality of the situation. So, I think Purple Aura and Taiwan On are similar in the sense that they only have 4 or 5 or 6 pari-mutuel victories, which means there is racing for them. There is a way forward for them. And I would suspect, especially depending on what happens today, I would expect that would be very fluid. So we'll see how those horses sell tomorrow. We'll see how they go tomorrow. Those are the small barns. Those are all the updates I have for you from all the barns. I still got to talk about the 2-year-olds and the 3-year-olds, and I'll get to that in just a moment.